Hi there, I'm Cari Locken with Coordination's Color Core Cardstock, and today I wanted to share with you a few quick, easy, and fun ways to outline and sand over our cardstock. So let's get started. As you see here, I have a layout that I created, and on it I have used various ways of sanding over the cardstock. You'll see some lines here across this dark turquoise cardstock. I will show you what I used for that. We sanded over some chipboard here to make the word spring. And then here you'll see some little dots, another little trick I'll show you, and even the rings. So what I've done is, the chipboard title is pretty basic, and I'll show you how we've done that. The lines here that I have made, I actually used one of my son's toys. He has a train set that he loves playing with. And I actually used these train tracks. And there's thick lines that raise up on the track, and that is what I've used to outline here. So let me show you what I've done. We'll just scoot this over a little bit. And I've taken the tracks, placed them on my mat, and placed the cardstock right over top. And I just take my sanding block and I sand right over that cardstock. And then we'll use our dust cloth. And that's what you get, those sanded lines, which create a little bit of a border. So when you're doing it, you can take your time to do it a little bit straighter than what I just did. So that's one way. Look around your house because you'll be surprised at what you can find to sand. It's pretty fun. The next step that I did for this title here, I sanded over the chipboard letters. So we've got here, I've placed my chipboard letters onto my mat, and I've used some temporary adhesive just so that they stay in place. Otherwise they'll be slipping all around and it makes it hard when you're sanding over top of them. So then I took this cardstock where I had the lines already sanded over top, and you again take your time to make sure that things are in the right place, and then you just sand over top of this image. Now of course it's not going to be straight again, but just to give you the idea, you can use the flat wide section of your sanding block to cover a wide range of the cardstock, or if you want to take a finer angle at it, then you can use the other end, because there's two parts where there's a sanding block on here. And again, I'll just dust it off here. And there you go. You can see the words starting to come out. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's get this out of the way. And I want to show you another way that I sanded over our cardstock. On this layout, you'll notice a little label here. Look around through all of your die cuts, because you will be surprised. There are some pretty fun shapes to look for. So what I did was I used this label, which is a Spellbinders label from this collection, placed it on my mat, placed my cardstock right over top, took my sanding block, and just sanded over top. You want to make sure that you're holding the die underneath so it doesn't slip. You can also use some temporary adhesive to make sure it stays down on your mat. And there you go. You've got a little label, and all I did was took my scissors and cut around it. And then on my layout, I actually cut it in half, well, a little more than half, and just used it at the top of my page. So that's another way. Now, another possibility is, you'll notice here on my layout that I've got this dotted pattern. What I used was my son's big Lego mat, and I just put my cardstock over that and sanded away. Depending how much you want to sand, gives you more of an impression. And so that's what I got. Another fun technique. Another one, let's look here. Ah yes, this one I can't really show you unless I traipse you up to my kitchen, but you'll notice the rings around here. I looked around in my kitchen for something that I thought would work. And believe it or not, I used my element for my stove. I'm sure many of you have flat tops, so it won't work as well, obviously. But what I didn't take it off my stove. I kept it on my stove. I placed my cardstock on the element as it was still attached in the stove. Make sure everything's cool. Of course, we warn you, don't do it when it's hot. And I just sanded around the rings. I had my cardstock over top, like this, and then just sanded over top. I placed it in different places. You can see here's the main ring. I did a little bit over here, a little bit up there, and there you go. That is how I created some pattern paper for my background. You'll also notice that these little outlines here in the corners of the page, I again used a little die cut from Spellbinders and just put it underneath my cardstock and flipped it around in various places for a corner embellishment. And there you have it. Super easy ways of embossing, outlining on your cardstock. So just take a look around your house. You'll be surprised at what you can find. Have fun. Thanks for joining me today.